stupid desert. Look at the sun and those ridiculous clouds today. It's been raining on and off. It hasn't been downpouring or anything. It's just been raining on and off. So there's a lot of super bright clouds and then there's a lot of really dark clouds. It's one of those days where there's just a mix of white and dark at the same time. It looks like something from a fantasy movie or whatever. I don't know how to describe it. It just looks cool. It looks peaceful and majestic. Stupid desert. Right now, this weather is kind of a mix of, do I need sunglasses or do I not need sunglasses? I can't tell. It's so cloudy, but then the sun keeps raining out. Ah! The sun keeps going in and out because the clouds are just letting the sun peek in and then it goes away, then it peeks in again. So it's like, do I need my sunglasses? No, I don't need my sunglasses. Now I need my sunglasses. No, I don't need my sunglasses. Okay, I need my sunglasses. I'm just not going to use my sunglasses. I don't want to keep taking them on, putting them off, taking them on, taking them off. I'm just giving myself a word salad right now. This is what happens when you speak without thinking. I had absolutely no idea what to even talk about in this stupid video. I just wanted to show you dick. But no, really. Super cloudy today. So it feels kind of humid. It's been kind of cold. The only reason it's been cold is because it's been super cloudy. Every time it's really cloudy and it rains even a little bit, it drops like another 25 degrees. So now, wowee! We're like almost halfway into December, but it actually feels like winter for once. It really does almost feel like winter for once. It's not freezing or anything. I don't think it's freezing in the stupid desert. But it definitely gets down to hoodie weather. I'd say hoodie weather is like in the 40s. And right now I think it gets up to like maybe the mid 30s, sometimes low 30s. I've just been taken in the moment because yesterday was more stressful than usual. Basically, I just felt like I was once again completely losing my mind. And the reason behind that is because it is too noisy in this stupid city that I'm stuck in. And I'm stuck on this lease for like another 6 or 7 months. I wish I could just do short-term leases because there are times where I want to leave, I want to move somewhere else, but I'm stuck here forever because it's like the longer the lease, the cheaper the rent is, damn it. Stupid desert. So I always do the longest lease ever, like the longest lease that they have, which is usually like a year. I hate it because it's like, for a few months, I'm like, I hate it here, I hate it here, I hate it here, I want to leave. I want to leave so bad. But then, by the time I get close to the lease being up, it's like, it's just not something that crosses my mind anymore. It's just like, oh, I don't feel like moving. So I wind up being an idiot and renewing the lease for another year, and then it's just a toxic cycle that never ends. I'm just like, I want to leave, I want to leave, I want to leave, but it's like, oh, I'm stuck here for another year. I hate this shit. I don't know what to do. I'm not even knowing what I'm doing with my life. I just want to move somewhere else. This traffic is so annoying. It's morning, and all people care about is McDonald's. Stupid drive-through is backed up all the way out to the street. I don't even want to imagine how bad it is. Give me a break. It's like every time I drive by a McDonald's or some sort of fast food like that, it's always backed up. It's backed up more than someone that hasn't had beans in like 10 years. Super backed up farts. I'm gonna fart. Stupid. I wish there could be anti-smudge glasses that actually work. Every damn pair of sunglasses that I get, it's like the second that I put it up on my head, it gets all smudged and annoying. It just makes it more difficult to see. I gotta have my glasses be clear, damn it. Cruise. Enjoy the cruise. I don't know what to make videos of. It's not like back in the day when I could just spaz out all day. The only time I really have any time or energy to do that. Only time I ever can act like an idiot is when I'm in the car. About it, folks. Just think about it. I'm not a stupid, spastic teenager anymore. I can't just keep yelling and screaming and acting like a crack-addicted zombie every other minute. It's like back in the day when I was a dumb little kid, acting like that was still not really normal for a lot of people, but at the same time, it's like I could act like that all I wanted, like anywhere, and everyone that would hear me, whether it was my parents or random strangers on the street, my friends, they'd just be like, oh, it's just a spastic kid on drugs again or whatever. Like, they didn't really think anything of it. But when they see a full-fledged adult acting like that all the time, like if I was drunk or if there was like a legitimate reason behind acting like that, then it would be entirely different. But like just acting like that for no reason, so people are gonna obviously think that I have severe mental issues. And reality is, like, let's face the music, folks. Everyone in existence has mental problems. Some people are just better at hiding it than others. Like for me, I'm just not quite as good at hiding the fact that I have mental problems, but everyone, whether they want to admit it or not, has some sort of mental disorder. They just haven't been diagnosed with it, or they're just in denial about it. Like for me, I know that the mental problems that I do have, like legitimately have, this stupid thing is such a piece of shit. I can't just stay there. Why can't I just get a normal phone holder? Stupid thing. It's like every time I take one little turn, it just keeps moving around. Piece of shit. I'm just gonna throw this in the garbage. I waste so much money on all this junk that just causes me nothing but headache because it never works. All I want to do is hold the damn camera in place. Why is that asking for so much? Anyway, back on topic. The only mental problems that I know that I have is I'm still mildly OCD. I know that for a fact, just because there's one big reason behind it, folks. And that big reason is that while it's not nearly as bad as it was when I was a teenager, I still have this annoying urge to have certain things in a specific order. Like for example, if I have like multiple sticks of deodorant in the bathroom cabinet, for example, and it's like I have to make sure that they're all lined up. Like that's not something specifically that annoys me. Like something more specific would be like my computer monitor, for example. I like to have my computer monitor in a specific spot, like the best spot ever. And then there are times where, like if I have to plug something into it or unplug something, I don't even want to do that because it would involve having to move the damn monitor, and I like it specifically right where it is. So there are times where it's like I would have to like unplug and plug the power cord back into my monitor because one of my monitors, the cable is loose, so there's something foot loose. There's just something loose or something wrong with the cable or the connection to the power, because every once in a while, like, the monitor will just go black for a couple seconds and then it'll turn back on again. My other monitor doesn't do that. And I tried pushing the power cord into, I tried pushing the power cable into it more, and then it stopped doing that for a while. So I'm guessing it's just the connection to that. But I was kind of hesitant to even mess with that because I didn't want to move the damn monitor. I wanted to just keep it where it's at. And then there's just like other little petty things, like having all the cables and everything under the table, like the computer cables and the speaker cables. I don't feel like moving everything around. I don't feel like taking the computer out, because then I would have to put all the damn cables back into some sort of non-cluttered kind of order. And it's like, for some reason, if I don't put something down in a certain way, or I don't have like certain things organized in a way that I want them to be organized with, then it just annoys me until I keep messing around with it and organizing it until I feel satisfied with it. And then that urge to make it put in a specific position, like, unless I get it into that perfect position, like just something that's sitting on the table, for example, I want to have, like, if I have something on the shelf that I'm putting away for later, it's like I'll keep doing that over and over until I'm satisfied with the positioning that it's on. Now, like I said, it's not nearly as bad as it was when I was a teenager. There were times where, like, I would be on RuneScape and I would keep staring at all the gear that I'm wearing over and over. I would just keep looking at every single thing to make sure that I have every single piece of gear, because I kept thinking that I'm probably missing something, aren't I? So I would just sit there, like, looking through the whole entire gear setup that I was wearing like 10 times. There was one time I remember that I was getting so annoyed that I ended up smacking myself in the face, because I'm like, hurry the hell up already! So I was like, fuck off and let's play the damn game already, you fucking idiot. So yeah, back in the day, there were times where it was a lot worse, and I noticed as I got older, it's not really that big of a deal anymore. I'm pretty much at the point where I'm just organized. I like to be organized. I'm not super, like, vain and like a perfectionist about it or anything, but I still just kind of like to be organized and clean. So I don't know what other kind of mental disorder I have. I've never talked to a professional, but I don't really want to talk to a professional. Like, I'm probably autistic. Most people have high functioning autism. So, I mean, it's probably no different with me. Chances are I'm most likely high functioning autism. I wouldn't be surprised. I've never been diagnosed with it, but if I were to be diagnosed with high functioning autism, well, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Especially knowing how many stupid videos I've made. I've made thousands, so many, like literally thousands. Anyone that has watched my videos for more than a week would know this, that I have made just thousands upon thousands of these stupid kind of videos since the day that I learned how to walk, pretty much. I wouldn't be surprised if my chronic obsession with making repetitive, stupid videos all the time possibly contributed towards my high-functioning autism, assuming that I do actually have that. I don't, like I said, one of the reasons why I don't really want to talk to medical professionals is because there's too many doctors out there that are pill pushers. Like, the very second you tell most doctors nowadays, oh, my back is kind of achy. Like, literally could just be from, like, working out, or you slept wrong. You could just tell a lot of these doctors, like, oh, my back is a little bit sore. Here, take some pills. Oh, I'm sad. Take some pills. Oh, I have a mental... Take some pills. Oh, hey, I just sneezed. Is that normal? Here's some pills. Pills. Like, that's all they do. All they do is mask up the problems rather than actually try to get rid of it. It's so irritating. That's why if I were to talk to, like, a medical doctor or something, chances are, like, they would diagnose me with some sort of unheard of mental disease, and then they would, like, force me to take more pills for some disease that hasn't even been affecting me at all. Like, it's like I've never heard of this before in my entire life, and it's like, here you go, take some more pills, and it's just going to cause even more problems. Because a lot of these kind of pills, like Prozac, for one, I tried Prozac for a long time ago, didn't work, because the doctor kept noticing that I was a spastic idiot. That's just how I am, damn it. I have full control over it. Screw you, this is who I am. You're trying to put me on Prozac. That was one of my old doctors, though. He looked, I don't know if he was Chinese or Indian. He looked kind of either like one of the two, but he was basically one of those kind of doctors that would just try and push pills on you every single time that there was any sort of a problem you'd bring up to him. He would just be like, okay, I'll prescribe you these pills. So for the longest time, he kept telling me like, hey, I try some Prozac. It would probably really help. You should just try it and see how it works. After him bugging me about it like 10 times, every time I would go over for the usual checkup, because he would keep saying that, like, I don't know, I would just be acting hyper all the time. And it's because every time right before I'd go to the damn doctor, I'm usually making a bunch of stupid videos, so I'm already like really hyper at the time. Because think about it, if you've seen all my videos, all I do is Aah! So of course, after I get my blood pumping, and I'm just like Aah! Just recording myself doing that like 10 times, and then it's like, oh, time to go to the doctor, and now I'm just like super hyper now, and then the doctor is just like noticing that I'm really restless, and it's like, yeah, no shit, this is just how I am, damn it. But I eventually just gave in, and I'm just like, okay, I'll take the stupid Prozac just so you'll stop bugging me about it. And then I ended up trying it for like a week or two, and I ended up overdosing on it. I thought I was gonna die. Like, I just felt so weak and weird. Like, I just felt like I was overdosing on something. Like, my whole entire body felt really weird. I don't know how to describe it specifically, but I felt really weak. I didn't know how easy it was to overdose on Prozac. So I was like, after that, basically I was like, okay, I'm not taking this anymore. And then I went back to the doctor, and I'm like, this is exactly why I don't want to take Prozac, you stupid oaf. I felt like I was gonna die. And during the whole entire week that I took it, it didn't make me feel anything. Like, I didn't feel any different. It made me feel like a little bit drowsy. That was about it. I didn't feel any more relaxed. I didn't feel shit. Stupid oaf. I want to go fast. Yeah, basically during the pandemic, I had so much free time to research so much stuff. And that's when I became obsessed with soap, more specifically, soap that's just as effective as it is mild. And over time, that's when I discovered what Castile soap is. Basically the best soap in existence. Because it is the true best soap. There is Castile soap to this day. And Castile soap is a broad term for a type of soap that originated in Castile, the region of... I don't remember the details. It originated in Spain. Hence the name Castile, because that was the name of a region in Spain, and they originally made Castile soap just from olive oil, and you can still do that. Olive oil, you can saponify olive oil, and it soaps up really well. It cleans just as well as any regular soap. It's not quite as strong of a foaminess compared to like coconut oil or palm oil or whatnot, but olive oil is still, pretty good. Like with a lot of Castile soaps where they have multiple different oils in it, you're almost always going to see olive oil in the list of ingredients. Unless it's one of those more basic Castile soaps like Kirk's that just has coconut oil. That's it. It's literally the only ingredient they put in there is coconut oil. And like one or two other things like water and some sort of like natural little ingredient to prevent mold from growing in it. But other than that, it's just organic coconut oil. I like Kirk's the best because it has the best value. It soaps up like crazy, just like pretty much any other Castile soap. The majority of Castile soaps, except for this one brand called Sapin Hill or something. I don't think I'm saying it right. Sapin Hill. I'm just gonna call it Sapin Hill, whatever. That Castile soap, I mean, it soaps up pretty well. Just, I noticed, I think it might be, sometimes it doesn't soap up. Like, it takes a little bit of, like, scrubbing it around to really get it to soap up. And I think it's because sometimes they have a bunch of different varieties in there, because it's just coconut oil and palm oil, but a lot of the times they put other ingredients in it, like organic oats. Like, they'll put like oats in it. You can get oats that's like mild exfoliating, and it's good for the skin and all that. The one that has oats in it makes my hands feel just as soft as using Dove bar soap. Oh, I grew up with Dove bar soap. But yeah, I like that one I like that one. The one that has no fragrance. And then they have another oatmeal Castile soap that does have a fragrance. It smells like cinnamon oatmeal. Oh, but the one that has no fragrance, it just kind of has a very faint smell of plain oatmeal. You can see chunks of oats in it. And it really does, like, if you scrub it directly on your arm, it really does like make your arm feel a little bit more smooth and soft than usual, because it kind of scrubs it off. I mean, personally, I don't really care for the exfoliating soaps, because I'm always using one of those shower sponges, and that's exfoliating on its own. So, you know, I don't, exfoliating bars of soap are only good for those kind of people that don't use any sort of a shower sponge. They just apply the soap directly onto their skin. I've still used that oatmeal Castile soap anyway, because I like it. And you can also use it for hand soap too, keep that in mind. Farts. So it'll scrub off all the dead skin on the palms of your hands and the dirt and all that. So it's still really good for, the exfoliation is still really good. If you use a shower sponge, obviously you're not gonna be able to take advantage of whatever the exfoliation effects of that bar soap has. But if you use it as hand soap, then yeah, you can still obviously take advantage of the exfoliation when you're washing your hands with it. So I would primarily use it more for that. But then again, I'd use it in the shower too. I don't really care. I'd be using exfoliating bar soap on an exfoliating shower sponge. I'd be exfoliating the exfoliating shower sponge. Ah! Yeah, over time, I just started looking into natural remedies for so many things, and that's how I was able to get off a couple other pills that I was taking for the longest time. Like, I was taking thyroid pills every day for like 3 years, and then, you know, recent tests, like a while back when I was doing the usual testing, and they said that my thyroid was normal, because the thyroid medicine was making me feel really weird, like really fatigued and just weird. So then my doctor told me to just stop taking it, so I did, and that weird feeling just went away after like a day or two. And then a few months later, more testing, and my thyroid was still normal. So basically I didn't need to take it anymore, because I started doing other things. And I guess as I started recovering from the past several years of the stupid bowel problems, I guess like everything that I've done has just made me not need those pills anymore. And then I started doing other things because I had chronic heartburn. And of course, one of my doctors immediately just put me on these really strong heartburn pills. He put me on the highest possible dosage, and I ended up taking those for like a year, and it got rid of my heartburn. Like, I never had any heartburn at all the whole entire time I was on it. Zero heartburn. The only thing that was kind of annoying is that a lot of the times when I would eat or drink stuff, and then like if I went to bed within like a couple hours of eating or drinking stuff, I would randomly keep feeling like I'm gonna puke. And after a while, just learning about all the side effects, the long-term side effects, like, you're not supposed to take those acid reducer medicines for more than like maybe 2 or 3 months. You're supposed to like be spending that time getting to the bottom of why do you have chronic heartburn in the first place. And I've started to learn that I started getting chronic heartburn because I started getting a gut. Like, when I started gaining a little bit of weight and I started getting a fat gut, it's just coincidentally, that's when I started having this chronic heartburn. And it was like just on and off just about every day. And it was really intense, annoying heartburn, like almost every damn day. And then eventually I decided to try other things. So I stopped taking the heartburn medicine. I just flushed it all down the toilet because I was basically putting all my faith into natural remedies like apple cider vinegar, for example. And it worked pretty well. But the thing is, it only got rid of like 70 to 80% of the heartburn. I was still like having little bits of heartburn flare-ups. It was very mild the majority of the time, but I was still noticing little bits of heartburn here and there. I was like, what the hell? So I also started to notice that being a little bit too fat can also contribute to heartburn, specifically in the gut. Since I started getting a really fat gut because I was eating excessively on purpose, because I was trying to I wanted to be husky, damn it, but it was just contributing to chronic heartburn. So basically, instead of just eating mountains of food at a time, I just went back to saying screw it. Like, this is not doing me any favors. Like, I give up trying to eat excessive amounts of food just to maintain a husky kind of body, kind of figure or whatever. So I went back to just eating like small amounts of food, regular amounts of food. And it pretty much, for the most part, I have like very little to no heartburn now. Like, I don't even need those heartburn tablets anymore. I haven't used those heartburn tablets in a while. I still have those heartburn tablets, the Tums tablets, or whatever you want to call them. I get the off-brand ones because they're cheaper. They both do the same thing. They have the same dosage and all that. But I haven't even used those. Normally, the only time I need to take those heartburn tablets is when I'm trying to sleep. Because like within an hour or two of trying to sleep, I'll feel a little bit of heartburn creeping on. So I'll take like one or two of those and it gets rid of it for the night. And then when I get up the next morning, I'll just drink a little bit of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water. And then I'll be good pretty much for the rest of the day. But lately, I haven't even been needing to take those heartburn tablets when I'm sleeping. So I feel like my heartburn is going away even more. Like, it's almost at the point where I might not even need it at all anymore. I just drink the apple cider vinegar, but in conjunction, I also make sure that I just eat smaller proportions of food. Like, instead of eating gigantic amounts of food, I just eat small amounts consistently throughout the day. Because I noticed that the fatter my gut is getting, and the more food that I eat at a time, the more that it's giving me heartburn. And it's like the apple cider vinegar isn't going to be able to get rid of that entirely. So it's like I have to drink the apple cider vinegar in conjunction with doing other things, like not being a damn glutton. Because when I really think about it, it's like, why have I never had heartburn up until I started gaining weight, like being treated for my gut problems and putting on weight? Because I've always been a glutton. I've always been eating like 10 times the amount of food that a normal person should have. Like, if a normal person would have one serving of something, I would usually have at least 5, 6, 8, probably even close to 10 servings instead of just one serving like most people are supposed to have. Like, sometimes, sure, some people have like maybe 2 or 3 servings, but in my case, I usually have like close to 10 servings. And I've always been that way because I've always been skinny, no matter how much I would eat. So I would always take advantage of that, and I would just eat everything. But now I actually have to like not be a glutton. I have to not overeat because I'll start getting a fat gut. I told you one of these days. I was talking about this in a video back in like 2011 when me and Greg were coming back from, I don't remember what it was called, like China buffet, or it was some sort of all-you-can-eat buffet, and I would just eat as much as I possibly could until I felt like I was gonna barf. And then we'd be riding our bikes home afterwards, and I would just be sitting on the sidewalk waiting for Greg because we were riding our bikes home and Greg was doing something like down the sidewalk or something, and I was making a video showing this slice of pizza that I was saving for later, and I was just talking about how I need to control myself because one of these days my metabolism is going to slow down and I'm going to get fat. So that's why I was basically like just testing myself to see if I can take this piece of pizza with me home and wait until later to eat it. And I was just basically making a video talking about it. And it's not really so much that my metabolism is slowing down. I just feel like I don't really know what the issue is. But it's like I can actually get fat. And I can actually have high cholesterol. And the thing is, I don't want to be fat. I'd rather just be skinny like I normally am, because if I get fat, and I've said this before it even happened, like years ago, before this even happened, I said that if I ever got fat, like 90% of it is going to go straight to my gut. I'm going to have a giant beach ball looking gut. I'm going to look deformed. I'm going to look like I'm pregnant, or I'm going to have like some sort of beer gut. That looks stupid. So that's why. And when I started actually gaining weight and started getting kind of fat, I just proved my theory that I started getting a gut. And I saw this in a lot of videos where, like, I did the Beavis shirt over the head kind of thing, and I was just like wrestling with one of the dogs at Greg's house, and Greg was recording me doing it, and you could see like the bottom of my gut. My gut was sticking out like this much, like out of my pants. It was like my gut was like this fucking much sticking out. I was like, what the hell is that shit? I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely not eating excessively anymore. Screw this. I'm not gonna turn into one of them. I'm not gonna be a fatty. It's like, that's apparently the only part of my body that can actually get legitimately fat. It just all goes to my gut. I just look like a pregnant person. And since it's contributing to my chronic heartburn, like I said, this excessive eating is not doing me any favors. So these are the reasons why I've decided to just eat normal amounts of food, because it doesn't matter what I eat. I could chug down a bunch of alcohol, I could eat super spicy stuff. None of that really matters on if I'm going to have heartburn or not. The biggest contributor towards my heartburn that I've noticed is if I eat excessively. If I eat way too much, like I'm just eating 3 meals a day, but it's like it might as well be 10 meals a day, because it's like I'll make a big pot of rice, and I'll wind up eating the whole damn pot instead of just having one bowl. It's ridiculous. It's like that one big pot of rice is like 10 bowls of rice. Are you fucking kidding me? So it's giving me a gut, and it's contributing to chronic heartburn. So that's why I'm just going to this is one thing. Another thing that I'm going to try to do normally is I'm going to eat normal amounts of food. I've been doing that lately, and I haven't even really been drinking apple cider vinegar very much either. Like, this morning I took like a little sip of it. It's like, I don't even need it. I don't even need the apple cider vinegar either. I gave myself chronic heartburn because of gluttony. Every time I think about this, all of the world's problems date back to one or more of the 7 deadly sins. And this is just another example proving that. This is real, folks. This is really real. I gotta start reading the Bible more. There are so many quotes from the Bible that make so much sense because I have seen it. I have seen so much from the Bible. I have personally seen and experienced all of this stuff happening right in front of my very eyes. It's not something that you hear on the news. It's not something that you hear from someone on the internet. It's something that I have personally seen happen right in front of me. It has happened to myself, and I've seen it happen to other people. I gotta download the Bible app. All I can tell you is look up Bible verses. If you're not like a bookworm or anything like that, you don't like reading books, then just look up Bible verses. They quote a lot of wisdom from the Bible. So other than that, stay tuned for more stupid videos. But one thing for sure that is not stupid is the Bible. I have followed the Bible and a lot of quotes from the Bible since I was 4 years old. And this thing, for this one topic that I'm being serious about, is there is much wisdom to be found in the Bible. A lot of things that are happening in the world to this day, since pretty much the dawn of man to this day, a lot of things that are happening in this world are in the Bible. Stay tuned for more videos. See you.